Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to this month's subscription box. This month we're going to be doing a beach theme that I'm really excited for. It should look really cool when we're done with it. First and foremost, I got my safety gear. It includes a respirator and a face shield. Then I've got my whole CA adhesive kit, my medium expanding ring mandrel because I'm doing a size 10. I've got my Fordham tool here. You can use a Dremel. Really any rotary tool will work. And then of course, the actual subscription box itself. Let's go ahead and unbox this thing, see what we've got inside. This month we have a ton to go over, so I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. Open this up. Here's this month's freebie. These are our new CA tips. These make CA adhesives so much nicer. You just take your bottle, put this on top. When it gets clogged up here, you just cut it shorter and you can use it all the way down to its stub. These are really nice. Love these. Next up, we've got 2 extra mixing vials. We'll need these for this ring in particular. We've got all of our ring making stuff in here. And then as a second freebie, this month we're sending everyone a Supplies shirt. It's just got our Supplies S logo. Super minimalist. Hope you guys like these. They're pretty nice. All right, let's get into the box itself. Here we go. Okay, so first off, we've got our ring blank. This is titanium. Should make for a very lightweight, very strong ring. I love working with titanium. And then this is Amazonite. This is that nice, kind of light turquoisey color. Really kind of like the look this has. We're going for an ocean theme this month. This is just perfect, kind of like that nice seafoam color that it has to it. Then here, this is some diamond dust. We're going to be having a sandy beach element in this ring. I thought sprinkling in some diamond dust on that would be a really just nice look. And then we've got aqua glow powder, uncolored. This will make the whole ring glow in the dark. Very cool. And then our pigments. We're gonna need 3 for this one. So first up, gonna do 24 karat gold. This is what we're gonna use for the sand section. This will give us like a nice shimmery looking beach. It should look really cool. And then for the water portion of the ring, we're gonna be using the Maui blue. You can see it's got that perfect kind of ocean hue to it, as well as some iridescent green. I'm going to sprinkle this on. It's meant to look like seafoam, so just the bubbles that you see on like waves right at the shore of the ocean. And it's got a little bit of green iridescence to it. That should give it, again, just kind of a really awesome ocean color palette, kind of complete the whole color look there. So. There's going to be a lot of technique to this ring in order to nail down the actual ocean look that we want. So I'm gonna have to be quite meticulous with how I make this, and I'll try to be as detailed as I can with my advice to you guys on how you can do this successfully your first try at home. I have not done a practice, so I'm in the same boat as you guys are. If I can do it, you guys can do it. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm ready to get started. I've got my expanding ring mandrel. This is a medium. If you're just signing up for the subscription box, we send you one of these for free. That way you can get started super easy. I'm just gonna be taking my blank. Because this isn't ceramic, I don't need to apply any electric tape. We can just put it straight on there. I'll attach this to my lathe. We'll go ahead and use the wrench to expand it. We'll get the ring fitting and we'll be good to get started. All right, first let's go ahead and mix up the sand portion of the ring. We gotta get our colors just right here. So I'm going to put in a little bit of the gold pigment into my extra mixing vial. And then I'll put a generous amount of the aqua glow powder. I'll go ahead and mix it up and then do a couple of color samples to make sure the color's right where I want it. Oh, and almost forgot, I needed to go ahead and add in a little scoopful of diamonds. That'll add a little sparkle, and it's always nice to know that your ring has real diamonds in it. Next, using one of our expanding ring mandrels, we'll go ahead and get the ring blank mounted. No need for electric tape on the mandrel because we're using a titanium ring blank. Now the technique we're using for this ring to make it look like the beach with the ocean is not something I typically do, so I'm going to focus on it a little bit more. First, we're going to be adding the sand portion of it. I want that to take up roughly 1/3 of the overall width of the ring. So in order to do this and get everything in place, it's critical to use thick viscosity CA adhesive. That'll stay in place a lot better. And you can see I'm using this extendable tip and I'm just putting all of the CA up in the corner. I don't want this spreading out across the entire width of the ring. Now I'll go ahead and sprinkle in our sand mixture. As long as the CA adhesive is in place how I need it, the sand won't spread throughout the entire width of the ring, and we'll get this nice little strip against the right edge of the ring. Then I'll use a top coat of super thin CA. That'll absorb completely through our sand mixture and make sure that we get a nice, deep, vibrant color as well as a durable ring. Next, it's time to go ahead and inlay the Amazonite. So I'll use my medium CA for this, and I'll go ahead and lay out a fairly thin layer. Now I'll sprinkle small to medium sized pieces all throughout the inlay, and then when I'm done with that, I'll go in with my tweezers and I'll pull out any pieces that are just too large. Now it's time to make a mixture of Maui blue pigment as well as glow powder. We'll use that to fill in between the cracks of the Amazonite. I'm probably using about 1 part blue to 10 parts glow powder. Now with medium CA adhesive, I'll go ahead and sprinkle that into the inlay, and I'll continue to layer it up until the entire inlay of the ring extends beyond the edges of the titanium blank. Then I'll do another layer or two of blue, but I'll stop before I've reached the height of the ring blank. We need to go ahead and add the seafoam effect, which we'll do now. Now for this, I'll use my iridescent green color. I think this will go nicely with the color palette, and it's a very, very subtle green color shift that this pigment gives off, so it's not gonna overpower the blue at all. Now my technique here is I put down a little bit of medium viscosity CA all around the ring blank, and then I use my tweezers and I grab a pinch of the green pearlescent powder, and I just very, very carefully just sprinkle out small little patches of this. I do not want to overpower the blue at all here. I just want to make sure there's kind of a light dusting of little clumps of art that really sells the look of crashed waves that have just kind of completely bubbled up and created a really cool seafoam effect. Now we're ready to go ahead and top off the inlay. What I decided to do here was I added a little bit more blue pigment that will give us two different colors of blue that we're looking at with the ring. And that color variance, we're gonna have two slightly different colors of blue. That'll help sell the realistic look of the ring. And I'll just sprinkle that powder on top, and I'll keep layering until every single section of the inlay extends beyond the edges of the titanium ring blank. That's when we'll know we're ready to finish this thing off and start sanding it down. Now after spraying the inlay with some CA accelerator, I wait about 5 to 10 minutes and then we begin the grinding down process. So like normal, I'll just use my rough sandpaper on my Dremel, and I'll turn my lathe on and I'll just slowly begin to shave this thing down, and I'll stop once I'm getting close to touching the titanium. Now keep in mind, we put diamonds in our sand portion of this ring, so that's going to be very hard. That's going to chew up your sandpaper really quickly. So I'm going through quite a few bits here. That's okay, I probably used 5 or 6, but as long as I keep my sandpaper nice and new, if I don't replace my sandpaper often enough, or if I don't use water, I could end up with a dirty, grimy inlay, and we really don't want that. All right, now I've got the entire inlay flush with the rest of the titanium ring blank. As I was getting close to finishing, I was very careful because I didn't want to carve into the titanium at all because I want to preserve the bevels that it has. Now with a razor blade, I'll quickly remove any excess CA adhesive that has built up on the edges or the bevel of the ring. All right, from here it's really straightforward. I've got my whole booklet of sandpaper. I start at 220 grit and I work my way all the way up to 1500. You'll notice I'm wet sanding the whole time. That extends the life of the sandpaper and that'll keep the inlay a lot cleaner and make sure it's not grimy. All right, last step will be the polishing. I'm going to use my Astrotech jewelry polish for this. I'm going to start with step 1 and work my way all the way till step 3. All right, here's the ring finished. Really like that end result we've got. The sand, I think the color of that is spot on. And just naturally as you inlay it, it kind of gets a nice natural seashore look to it. Tongue twister there. And I like the white iridescent swirled into it. In some places, like I really like it right here. The Amazonite and the white with green pearlescence looks really nice. A little too much in like this section, I'd say. It does kind of look like a bunch of waves crashing, but I'd say if I was doing this myself at home, I would use a little bit less than I used in the video. But other than that, I'd say this thing is spot on, exactly what I was hoping for. We've got more blue than we have sand, so more water than sand. I like that. I'd say it's usually about 2/3 water, 1/3 sand. But just a really great combination all around. Love the tones that it has. And then when you actually put it on your finger, I think it looks really nice as well. So it's not one of those rings that looks nice in pictures, but doesn't really wear well as actual jewelry. This is an awesome ring. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is some of the most fun I've had making rings in a while. This was a fun, awesome project. And if you don't want to do this design, feel free to think outside of the box, do an all the way golden ring or all the way blue ring with Amazonite. however you want to do it. That's what's so fun about these sub boxes. We try to just pack it with so much stuff that there's no way you can't make something that you personally like. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us again this month. Do be sure to join our Facebook group. If you have any questions or want to share what you're making, that's the absolute best place to do it. I love seeing all the comments there, replying to everything. It's such an awesome community. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you again next month.